Good evening. Happy Sunday. Fantasy football day, guys. Hope that you guys are playing the fantasy sports this weekend. I'm waiting to see the results on my games. Dave tried to do the $50 game, and actually he got it in too late. So his game doesn't run until next week. So if you're not already familiar, you do have to get your games in, I guess, before noon, before a certain time, or otherwise it's going to play the next week. But anyway, I'm going to find out my results tonight. I'm sure you guys are probably incredibly pleased, like I am, to see so many games that we're getting paid on already. I had like 3 pages of fantasy sports games, real volume, rolling up through the binary, and that was very, very exciting on the very, very first week that they paid on the fantasy sports. And that is just the very, very beginning, because every week I expect that to grow and the customer base to grow and grow and grow as long as we do our part in getting out there and promoting G1EFantasySports.com. It is such an easy pitch. It has never been easier to talk to people, everyday people, about the fantasy sports. Me and Dave talked to, just like we always do when we went out to dinner yesterday, our bus boy that happens to also be a neighborhood kid that we've watched him grow up from like being a little grade schooler to 18 years old now, and he's going to stop by. He wants to know all about it. One of my great friends, Sheila, I really got her re-excited about the opportunity because of this fantasy sports angle. Because, some people out there, for whatever reason, they don't feel like they are good at recruiting. Or they're learning how to be good at recruiting. But this is like a no-brainer for all of us, because who can't say, hey, guys, try out this fantasy sports platform, better odds than FanDuel, you play already, try it. 1 in 4 odds on one of our games that you can win cash prizes. And then, of course, give out the IBO VIP code of your I've been giving out one of my downlines this week. I don't know if you know it, but Paula Zadek, I've been giving out your IBO code so I can help you with your auto ship. And if I got your auto ship covered, I'm going to, next week, I'm going to give out somebody else's. And you can do that for your downline too. The best strategy is probably to go to the bottom of your weak leg and choose an IBO promo code, somebody that is the bottom of the weak leg, and then that volume will roll up all the way up. So be thinking of every way possible to get the word out. Your Google Plus, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Facebook. It's all very what is the word I'm trying to think? It is actually just an easy way, easy approach, no resistance. That's what I was thinking. It's like a no resistance approach to tell somebody to try out this platform. And you guys know they're not stopping at just fantasy football and fantasy baseball. You probably saw that coming very soon, we've got the fantasy basketball, fantasy auto racing. We're going to have fantasy golf. So we can just build and build and build on this platform. Now, you might be, I'm not saying for certain, but you might be seeing something similar they might be working on for our international products. Now just imagine how awesome that would be if we had a similar one-step streamlined process with our Velocity Casino and Velocity Sportsbook. Would that be unbelievable? The ease of sharing with that one-step process. I mean, it is fantastic with this fantasy football, fantasy baseball. So I hope that every one of you realize what advantage this gives us in the marketplace if you really take advantage of it. You've got something that is not only a frenzy market in the country right now in fantasy football, never been done before, no competition, and we're the only one in network marketing that has that. So I've seen some people getting really creative, putting some really nice videos up there. By the way, Kathy and Rex Harrigan, really great generic videos, getting the word out. Don't be shy about getting the word out. We need to get the word out to everyone and anyone. Capture our little piece of that 35 million Americans that are already playing. You know, if you've got people, maybe if you've been in the company with us for the last year, and you've got people that, you know, maybe long ago they went inactive. Now is the time to go back to them and give them the updates and let them know what we have, because we've been having phenomenal results going back to people, and this is like an all-new ball game. We've got the backing of a one-year-old company now. We've gone through the hurdles. You know, we've got to that critical 1 year. We've got opportunity with the new products. Now, you might have seen in the Facebook group, Susan posted 4 fantastic videos that are company approved on each of our products. They're a great teaser video, just about 1 to 1.5 minutes. And you need to get these out everywhere. Get these videos out on Google+. Google+ is a great place to get visibility, get Google traffic. You want to get these videos out on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Get these videos out. They are very, very well done. They represent our products fantastic. And Susan and John did an absolutely fantastic job on them. So we've got tools we're putting in your hands that you can get out. But I really want to see people making more videos, fantasy football videos. Patricia Platt, you did some fantastic videos getting the word out. She's really getting the interest of a lot of people just in conversation, just like we are talking about it. For those of you that love the travel, here we got a brand new conversation piece. We got a concierge working around the clock. We've got great dream trips, all inclusive, with airfare, hotel, lodging, food, and alcohol. So at better prices than anywhere else. So we've got a number of ways now that you can approach your marketplace. You can use one, or you can use all, or you can do them all, you know, individually, you know, or you can just send them to the fantastic hangout events and local meetings, you know, where we give the big picture. But you've got a choice of markets you can go after. You know, with the sports market, we've got now the travel market, we've got the games market. And by the way, the product usage on the boardwalk has been going through the roof. So people are loving that product. You know, be creative, be original. Right now is a time to take advantage of the first to tell advantage that you have in the marketplace. Of course you have a big advantage when you're the first one to tell people about something that's never been done. I just hope you guys understand that. That is the big advantage that we've had in this past year. And now, I mean, for me, it's almost too good to be true that we have all of these products and we're the first to take these to market. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the article, the interview that Business for Home .org did on me and Dave. If you did see it, it's a great positive piece. It's a great representation for our company. Go in there and post a like and comment within the article. That's going to be great visibility for our company. And I see that Richard joined us. He's leaving, by the way, to Korea tomorrow. He's got a fantastic, huge Korea group that is working with Elijah. Congratulations, Elijah. That just shows you what can be done with persistence, consistency, and persistency, laser focus, not letting anything get in the way of your dreams, and just going after it with total gusto. He's changed his life, and he's bringing the kind of people into his business that he never would have dreamed even possible. But that's what you've got to do as a leader. Do you want to be a leader in this company? Attitude determines your altitude. If you want people to follow you, they're going to follow what you feel. And I posted that on my Facebook wall today. So always keep in mind the attitude that you project to your people. Be positive. Be enthusiastic. Don't let dream stealers get to you. Whatever you project to your people is the attitude and the activity that you're going to create on your team. So it's very easy for me to see the people that are having incredible success, because there is one thing with every leader that is having success, every seven-figure earner on our team, every person that earned over $500,000 on our team, and that is 100% positive attitude, enthusiasm, laser focus, and just going after it, not letting anybody steal their dreams. And so with that, I'd like to bring Richard. Richard, you in the beginning I was covering a little bit about the fantastic opportunity and how everybody should really be taking advantage of what's really first time in MLM history with the fantasy sports. The other products, they are great, they're fantastic, but I really think this first time ever with fantasy sports, with where we are in the marketplace today, is almost too good to be true. And thanks for joining us. I know you're flying out early tomorrow. And, give some of your thoughts, Richard. You're a seven-figure earner. You've been successful in this business for a long time. You've been a CEO. If you guys don't know that, Richard's been his own CEO for 7 years. So he's got a lot of experience in what works in the market, both on a corporate level and as a top-earning distributor.
Thank you so much, Faraday. Appreciate the time. You hear me well?
I do.
Okay, great. Perfect. First of all, I just want to say Faraday's absolutely right, and I want to thank her and congratulate Dave and her on a great article with the business article in the home, and I want to make sure you guys do comment on that. But let me go into a couple of things I think is important. First, I want to comment on what you just talked about, Faraday, fantasy sports. You know, when I first looked at this opportunity with Rick, and I really got a chance to look at it last year, what attracted me most, everyone thinks it's just because it was a digital opportunity. I mean, there's a lot of digital opportunities out there that don't attract me. What attracted me is what's happening every single day and bigger and better today than ever before. And that's this. It's very simple, guys. It's the ability for real customers who are not involved in the opportunity, real customers not involved in the opportunity, to have the ability to go out there and make us BV. In other words, you out there, I've had experience with this before, except, the ownership wasn't able to pull it off and the company never was able to launch. But the ability that an actual fantasy football customer or an actual other boardwalk customer or an actual other touch customer can actually come in and use the fantasy sports, let's just go with that one for now, and come in for $5, $2, $10, $20, $25, $50, whatever they want to play, have some fun, not join and be a part of the G1E team, and that's really important, and still make us volume so that we can actually build a business. When you can have real customer volume from real customers not associated with the program, not a distributor, not signed up with an IBO number, that's real residual income. And the ability that fantasy sports has done for the United States has given us a leg up on every other digital company, because we're having a ton of people. Many of my friends love fantasy sports, but they're not going to do a home-based business for whatever reason. I disagree. They should, but that's their decision. But when they talked about playing fantasy sports, they heard the ability that I can get them on a site really simple. I did G1eFantasySports.com, and I said use the promo code with an IBO number. Use this IBO number. They used it. They get on. That's real residual income. That's me not saying you have to do your auto ship or else you become inactive. That's somebody saying, I want to use your product. How do I get in? And let me use my credit card because I want to. Not because I have to stay active, because I want to join the league. I want to have some fun, and I like that this, quote-unquote, a newer fantasy football league where I have better odds and better chances of winning. You know, I got a chance to talk to the fantasy sports guy this week. You're going to see some live things coming up where the games are going to be covered live and the updating on the scoring real soon. It's just really a unique opportunity that never, ever been done before. And again, it will go international. It will be ability to have this international fantasy sport as well. That's coming here in the very near future. But right now in North America, we got it. No one else has ever done it in real customer volume. The international has been able to do it with other products as well, with games and stuff. We've got it now not only with Boardwalk, now we have with fantasy sports. That's real residual income. That's what attracted me to the business. And that's really when you're going to walk away and have a situation 2 to 5 years from now and say, where's all this volume coming from? People who want to use your product, not have to use your product to stay active. They want to use it because they enjoy it. My son downloads apps and plays games, not because he's in any program, because that's what he likes to do. And so we're going to have the ability to have that for all, not only the sports world, but the gaming world. People are on the boardwalk and other things that are coming are all going to be want-tos and customer focused. So I really want to make sure you understand the customer incentive bonus over here, whether it's going to go out there and get profits or whether it's the ability to get BV from customers using your product and helping you build your business, is absolutely the reason why I got involved, and I'm excited. Rick Mikey, our CEO, is a man of integrity. He's a man of honesty. He put, 19 years of his experience coming into this program. Now this 1 year, 18 years prior to this, 1 year here. So 19 years him and Angela have. They're honest people. They pay, and on time. They pay their commissions. They're exciting to be involved. When you're in a new arena, you want to make sure you're involved with people that are experienced and know what they're doing. So with all that being said and done, I'd like to just say a little something here, and I hope I don't get on my soapbox a little bit too much, but I think it's important that we talk about it. What is it that makes people successful? And I really got a chance this week to hear a seminar and hear something from a gentleman that I really respect, and I'm going to share it with you. And this is really, really simple. It's something that everyone has. Rick Mikey has it. Faraday has. Dave has it. A lot of people have it, and everyone has the ability to control it. So it's not magical that Faraday has it. It's not magical that other people in this group have it. Elijah and all the people, Chris Bayani, Jason. It's really not magical that they all have it. They want to. And it's a quality that I'm going to call grit. G-R-I-T. Grit. Okay? And grit is something that, it's basically doesn't have anything to do with your intelligence, has nothing to do with your educational system. It has nothing to do with the circumstances you came from or what your past is all about. It has nothing to do with that. So it's an even playing field. Grit plays fairly. It has to do with passion. It has to do with persistence. It has to do with your relentless pursuit of something. It has the ability of what you're willing to do to get what you want. Are you willing to go out there and work extremely hard, harder than someone else? Are you willing to go out there and compete so that you can go out there and, become better? And competition doesn't mean I'm going up against somebody. It's not like a thing versus a thing. Competition is somebody that goes out there and helps make you better. And, whether it's adversity, whether it's positive, whether it's somebody who's out there who's sponsoring somebody and you just feel like you're not doing as well, you compete because you get better. And all grit is very simple. Grit is defined simply as someone who's willing to go out there every single day with passion and purpose and relentless pursuit of something that they want, whether it's a relationship in their life, whether it's going out there and finding someone that their job that they like, or going out there in a home-based business like this. The people who are successful have grit. They do whatever it takes. They're not afraid to fail. They're not letting other people take their dreams, because it's all about what you think. Each and every day with grit, you put yourself into a position to win, or you put yourself in a position to feed your doubt or feed your dreams. People with grit continue to move forward and find ways relentlessly to figure out, okay, they don't focus on what they're not good, they focus on what they are good at, and they find other people and other places to help them with what they're not good at. They don't focus on it. And they don't focus on other people who tell them that they can't do it. They actually go forward with grit, and they build their business, and they build their life and their lifestyle with care, with belief, and relentless passion. What you see here is people with grit. Rick has grit. He's willing to do what it takes to do above board integrity and do what it takes to make sure we're the greatest customer gathering machine ever in the history of this industry. What are you willing to do to build your business moving forward? What kind of grit do you have? And grit usually hits you most in adversity. And I'll tell you a story, I have not been successful all the time. I did not come in with great self-esteem, did not believe in myself, always thought the other person on the other side of the fence always had something more than me. I didn't graduate college. I don't spell as good as everyone else can. I probably don't have the best. I don't have the best grammar of everybody in the world. And bottom line is I've hit one of my adversity, but it's what I did with the adversity and what I did with what I have that is called grit. Everyone has that ability to make a decision, and deciding to move forward and deciding to be the best you can be in whatever you do, and not let anyone else, because somebody can tell me, my mother told me I couldn't do this. And I love my mother, may she rest in peace. But she always said, you're not a businessman. But my grit said, that's my mom's opinion. It's not my opinion. I'm not buying into what she's telling me. I am a businessman. I just have to sharpen my skill set. And I'm not going to let anyone, including my family members, let alone anyone outside my family, tell me that I can't make it. And so what I do each and every day is we get better and we go at it. And the best way to do this business is to learn how to do this business is to do this business, to go out there and fail your way forward. Everyone says, what script do you have? I ask questions. I don't have a magic script. Maybe some people do and those things work, but I feel to me it's a little canned for me. That doesn't mean a script doesn't work for you. But I ask enough questions that lead me to get responses out of somebody, and I build rapport with them. And when I build rapport, we ask the right questions to get them moving in a decision. Maybe they're going to be a customer, and that's about all for now. Maybe later they'll be a distributor, whatever it is. But what I use is grit, and that's really important. There's a lot of studies on this topic, and it's a key word, because it does not matter where you were, how you were born. It's not about how high your IQ test is. It's nothing to do with that. Winners win with grit. The best football players when watching fantasy sport have grit. They do things that the other guys who are saying, man, that guy's amazing, when they really watch what that guy's amazing at, it's not the best athlete that wins. It's the guy with the best mentality and the best preparation that wins. The other day there was a fight. Money Mayweather went and he fought, and one of the trainers went in and never seen him train and really doesn't know the secret of him. Wonders why he's undefeated. And he went and he watched him train for 2 hours. And what he said was at the end of the interview, he was amazed, and he says, now I understand Mayweather. And everybody said, what do you understand? Everyone thought because he's a trainer and he had never trained Mayweather, he's going to fight. He said the guy works so hard, he doesn't need he's a self-motivated person. I've never seen anybody work out for 2+ hours with 0 breaks. Everyone needs 2 to 4 breaks every 2 hours. He has none. That's his secret. His secret is work ethic. His secret isn't anything about his skill set, his intelligence. It's nothing to do. He works harder than anyone I've ever seen. Normally, to get somebody to have just 2 breaks in 2 hours, I have to motivate them. This guy had no breaks with nobody motivating him. That's what his work ethic and that's what his grit takes. The people who work harder, you want to take a look at some great stuff, whether it's Michael Dell. Michael Dell's a great story, too, in life. Michael Dell did not graduate college, for all those you don't know. I know we all know about the Bill Gates, but Michael Dell did not. And he not only did not, but he didn't believe he could be the CEO or the chairman of the board of his own company, Dell Computer. So he hired a CEO and a chairman of the board in the very beginning of Dell Computer until he understood. But he had the grit, and he understood what he didn't have, but he went out there and he got what he needed so that he could become the CEO and chairman of his own company. But he wasn't afraid to go attain what it was. He didn't say, oh, you can't run a computer company, you're not educated. No, he had a dream and he went out and filled it. Every single person. Listen to Elijah's story. Listen to some of the greatest people in business history or in life history. Look at some of the great relationships. I asked one couple, married 50-something years, and I said to them, I said, wow, 55, this is your 55th anniversary, wow. And then what she said, looking into his eyes, was, I'm happier today than I've ever been in the whole 55 years. So my natural question is, what's your secret? And your secret really was 3 things that take grit. She said it's good communication. It's 3 C's. Good communication, have the ability to communicate with everybody. It's consideration. Consider the other person, and that's really important in the leadership. Consider other people, what they want. Just because you want something doesn't mean others. Good communication was relationship. Consideration was the other it, and compassion. And so they basically were in a situation where they were out there showing me with grit that even in relationships, so it has nothing to do with money. It has all to do with what's inside of you. Not what's outside of you or not what's here. It's what's inside of you, the difference between here and here. So as I talk to you today, fantasy sports is amazing. We have a customer acquisition business that's never before seen. We got international stuff as I'm going to Korea that's going to help people all around the world and all around the globe with a lot of things that we're doing in our program for profits and all that stuff. We're going to go out there, but I'm going to tell each and every one of you. Faraday said it. Post your story. Post your videos. Go out there and do what's necessary to do what you need to do. Win with grit. Go out there and look within and do whatever it takes. Get positive, get motivated, be relentless with passion and persistence. And I like my favorite word, persist until you succeed, takes grit. That's a statement, but it takes grit to follow through. And with that, I hope that helped everybody. I'm really excited about where we are. I'm more excited about where we're going and with whom we're going, because there's going to be some people who are going to do things they didn't believe they could do. And I'm really excited on this journey for a lot of people. Faraday, back to you.
Richard, that was fantastic. I'm sure everybody got some great wisdom, pearls of wisdom out of that, for sure. And, you know, you're talking about grit. You know who is a great example, now that you bring that up? You know, Dennis DeVoren, you guys. We haven't had him back again on a hangout training for a while, but you know what? He got more no's than anybody. You know, Dave and Richard and I have known Dennis for a long time, and not that long ago, you know, prior to this opportunity, we were trying to work with Dennis with another program. And talking about grit, I mean, Dennis is relentless with calling people. Of course, nobody was wanting to pick up the phone for him. And he would call me for 3 ways every single day, and he had these lists of people, and he doesn't care if they're like basically telling him one day, no, Dennis, I'm not interested. It's like the next day, Dennis called me, Faraday, can we do a 3-way with this? You know, I was like, well, that person just said they weren't interested, but Dennis didn't care. He's like, well, let's call him again, and he would call him and call him and call, and yes, with that other opportunity, a lot of these people would let it go to voicemail. But you know what? A lot of people that don't have grit, that would shut them down. I mean, that's hard to take when you call a dozen times and people won't answer the phone. But Dennis, you know, is like a bulldog. He doesn't let it affect him. He's like, I'm going to do this. I've got the greatest opportunity. I'm going to keep calling you until you see what I've got. And of course, when we got something that was better than anything he had ever promoted or anything that he had anything like, then he got people to start listening. And then, of course, look what has happened with him. And, you know, you're talking about somebody that had lost his house, lost his car, lost his wife, filed for bankruptcy. And, I mean, you know, Richard and I and Dave would make jokes, you know. I mean, Richard, I can't tell you how many times he would take Dennis out to dinner. And then whenever the check comes, everybody is like, you know, well, where did Dennis go? You know? So, you know, grit, you know, pays off. And I mean, I hadn't thought of that exact word, Richard, but that is a great word to describe it. And yeah, you've got to be willing that you're going to go and you're not going to stop. You're going to climb this mountain, and you're either going to get to the top or you're going to die on the side trying. And that's what I would call grit. So
and I want to say something, Faraday, because you got it. And I want to say something as you're saying something. We've all failed. Everybody thinks that it's not been a straight ride. Even recently, we've had failure. We've had companies not do what they said they're going to do. And things have happened to all of us. I know Faraday and I have been together a long time before Dave met her, and Faraday and I had little to no success. Not no success, but little to no success prior. And then even recently we've had some failures where things just didn't happen, and we could have just sat there on the sideline and just said, let me put my hands up and give up because some people didn't do what they said they would do. And so what we did is we picked ourselves up and we were able to do it. We didn't come into this just, but you're knocked down, you're not willing to go down, you get hit hard, you get punched hard, but you're not willing to go down, and you don't quit. And let me tell you, people told Dennis, including a lot of friends of his, you don't have what it takes, this is the wrong deal, if it wasn't for you, I'd join it. He didn't really care, and we've had that same thing, so I just want to make sure we have the power to make those decisions, all of us. All of us have the power to either just crawl into a hole on a failure and quit, or we have the power to go out there and help as many people as we can to understand just because you're knocked down doesn't mean you're out. It just means you got to get back up and let's learn to do it again better, and let's be better at it. And we're going to help each and every one of you. This is an owner that has never quit with a track record of not being a quitter, an honest track record, and this is the customer acquisition bonus in a digital program that I've never seen before. We got it, and again, back to you, Faraday.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. And I'm going to have Dave talk on this topic a little. I want to say one more thing before I turn it over. And Dave is doing his series, his Gold Nugget series tomorrow night with Elijah, 8 o'clock. He's been doing that every week, so you're going to get a whole lot more of Dave. But, Richard made a very good point. And I want to make sure you guys understand the power of this customer acquisition program. We've never been in a program ever where we can make BV and get paid on customers that sign up for free and play and use our products, and we get paid BV. Some of you maybe have been in some nutritional programs. I don't know of a nutritional program really that a customer signs up and orders and you get BV on it. I mean, maybe there's some out there, but I really don't know of anyone. This is like the perfect customer acquisition program with something that people already love doing, and that goes for international too. And I want to say one thing: if you're international, you need to be a product of our products, our international products, and you need to be promoting those international products the exact same way that we are going to be relentless with grit promoting this fantasy sports, because it pays out on the same BV. There's the same huge growing markets that you're going to get paid on every single, get paid when others play. It applies to our international products too. And I'm going to go to Dave Manning. Dave, what insights do you have on grit and also what we've got our hands on here?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Now I do.
There we go. But yeah, it's really great as you look back, grit is everything. I mean, here's what I've been observing in the last, I've been observing for a long time. How many people are really unplugged from their home-based business? They think they're really plugged in, but they're not. And what I mean by that is they really don't think. They're not thinking right on how they go about their business. And when you see this little saying where I say less to go fast, this little girl over in Hawaii, Angel's getting to hear all about that. She's pretty sharp. We'll be using her tomorrow night on top of it. But what's happening is I watch the questions that people ask. And how many people do not know anything about their business, and then they wonder why they don't attract anybody or they don't get anything. And I'm watching that, and I really watched that. Really came out this last week. It comes out a lot, but sometimes certain things just really come out to me, and I pay attention to it really hard to realize how many people are really not in tune with what's going on with their business and their company. They don't know. And so they get this misinformation from some, it doesn't matter where it comes from, but they'll grab to that versus grab the facts, grab anything that's going to help them grow their business. See, you know, when we talk about this customer acquisition, it's really unbelievable. You know, this last year, I want to share some stuff with you. And when I heard about this casino, I was excited, okay? Even though we couldn't participate in the United States, I still was excited. The only drawback with that was that we couldn't lead by example in the United States. We just couldn't do it because if I did that, I would teach you something I shouldn't be teaching you. Okay? And what I watched was the leadership from abroad did not grasp that the way that I probably would have, or Richard would have, or anything. And by the way, Richard, I'll allocate to you and Susan on that with that article, because without that, without you, and without the vision that we had together to start this thing last August, because it was me and him really that had visions. Farah was there, but wasn't with me 100%. And that was really rough. For those that know me and Farah, they know that I was really rocking the boat pretty hard here at the house because I didn't have a total peanut butter cup at that time. She was not in my camp 100%, but she respected me. She respected my opinion. She also thought I was crazy, and she called me a lot of great names. And but that was okay. Here's what I know is, you know, when I look back and I look at our industry and I watch what's happening, I call the birds. The birds get people. It's always amazing that people will let drama drag them away versus facts. If they would get facts and they would decide and make a decision inside their own mind with their facts, their outcome would be so much different. But, you know, it's kind of funny when you really watch that and you watch people go through life and they don't get all the facts. So what I'm saying is get yourself plugged in to everything that we've got. I see all these people ask all these questions, and you can tell they're not plugged in. Guys, here's the thing. If your sponsor, if your people are not plugged in, don't use that as an excuse. Come up line and get the answers, because we're here to help you. We're going to get you the right answers. You know, I can't help it that not everybody's on the same level and doesn't want to get their people clear. That's why we call life a mystery. It's a mystery. That's what it is. Okay? And it's unexplainable sometimes. But those that get clear, you know, and you hear me use that, the windshield, you get clear and you get laser focused in, it's amazing what can go happen. Now, I want you to really think about that for a minute, because, you know, just take a good look at all the successful people that have rocketed this last year with our company, and get to know those people. Get to know the successful ones, not the drama queen ones, the successful ones, and ask some questions. But when you ask the question, shut up long enough so that you can listen to what they're saying, so you can understand why it is that they're able to go so fast. A lot of people, they just don't get it. And while we're giving them the answer, they're already moving on to 10 more questions. Guys, this fantasy sports right here is going to electrify not only the fantasy sports, but our sports book and our casino, because we're going to lead by example from now on with the United States by being able to lead into this with this product, and be able to go into this. And what I mean by that is I was just doing getting ready to meet somebody that's coming in from Brazil, and I got to go meet them and everything else. And, I lay it down pretty hard. I mean, because here's the deal. We've got the real juice. I don't care how you go look at it. You thought them 3 pages was something? Wait till this week. Wait for 4 more weeks. While you're sitting there going, it ain't going to work. It won't work. Wait for 5 weeks, 7 weeks, 10 weeks. Then you're going to say, dang, what did I do? It's okay. Sit and be a fan in the stands. But I'm telling you, those that are getting clear with what we're doing, they understand, because it's non-confrontational, guys, to talk to somebody about fantasy sports, strip tease them, romance them into what we do, and let them ask you questions about everything that we do. And then what I do is I never still tell them everything. You might, and that's okay. If you do, that's great. But, you don't ever see Farah or myself or Richard do that. I know, because we've been out too many times. We just don't do that. We tease them to keep wanting more and more information. And with this fantasy sports, I don't have to do anything but invite people to come play a free game, get them locked into my business, get them in already, where they're more than likely going to play for money, and it will induce them into action and to ask questions about what we do and more about what we have. And I think you're going to find it, you're going to see that's going to be a big acceleration for a lot of people, because unlike any other company that I've ever built, I haven't been able to do that. I had to induce them with what I was selling to bring them to the table. No matter what, I had to go induce selling to bring them to the table. Here, we do not, okay? All I have to do is introduce them to the hottest trends in the world right now, come play for free, let them try the best puppy dog there is, and then let them bring themselves in. If you can grasp what I just said right there, you're really going to grasp a whole lot, because those that are doing that right now are starting to see more success than they've seen in the last year, bar none, and we're going to let them speak for themselves. But, they're watching what's happening, and I just hope that you're one of them that, A, will quit causing problems within yourself. Get yourself plugged in, guys. Get yourself the information. Don't be foolish. I mean, when you're in your jobs, do you ask these stupid questions? If you do, that's why you don't get a raise, okay? Get the info, and then, and let us help you. Let us help you the right way. And with that, Faraday, I'm going to turn it back to you. We will be doing the gold mine tomorrow. It's amazing, guys, the humbleness that I've watched and the stuff that I'm watching going on. I'm just dealing with a lady today. She can't hear me. I know she's an avid poker player, and I just helped her bring 3 VIPs in today. But you know what was unbelievable? She didn't think she could recruit only 1 more person, because her upline told her she could only do 2, and she thought that she had to give them all away. That's why I'm on this misinformation all about. I said, no, honey, you need to sponsor all you can. You're an avid poker player. Bring them all in. Personally sponsor them all. Don't give them away, but put them under them people. So she brought in 3 VIPs this afternoon and made $900 in fast start money. Triple the money. Remember? Triple this month. That's where I really got off on this misinformation. But not only that, I watched some conversations that went on in our room from different people that I really thought were much more of a leader than they are, and all the different things. And I'm just like shaking my head going, what are you doing? And, just get the information, understand how it works, and then you can go to the top, or you might not like the information, and then you can choose to leave. It's your choice, but at least be informed. with that, back to you, Faraday. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Richard. Great info. And Dave, I think you really added to a lot of value to what Richard had already said. And yes, I want to acknowledge too Richard and Susan in our article. Of course, we wrote down that we and our business partners, Richard and Susan, because obviously we wouldn't have been able to do this without them, and we are 100% a team. So read about it in our article, businessforhome.org. And one thing, Dave, you did bring a good point. There's certain questions that you really just need to go to your upline or reach out to one of us. Not every little thing needs to go in the group. If you have a question on something that should be something your upline should be aware of, reach out to your upline. Our group is a place for us to support the team, to inspire the team, and make the tools and resources available to you to grow a very successful business. You guys take advantage of this. One thing Richard and Dave said is, Dave talks about being a fan in the stand or a player on the field. He says that every single week on the Hangouts. And, some people, are going to sit back and they're going to say, well, let's see how this fantasy football works out. And then, once, it gains momentum, then I'll start telling people about it. That is not the way you get ahead. When you've got the first to tell advantage, you go straight out the gate, running, screaming to the top of the hills and get the word out. That's how you score on first to tell advantage. You don't wait until there are thousands or tens of thousands of customers already on the platform. You've got the opportunity, every one of you, to capture that first to tell market. So go do your part. Get those videos out. Get that G1eFantasySports.com with the IBO promo code out everywhere and anywhere. Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And Richard, do you have anything final to add to this? Otherwise, I will let everybody get back to their fantasy sport games. See how they did this weekend. Okay, I guess that means he does not have anything to add. Richard is leaving to go to Korea tomorrow. And I think Elijah's taking over a couple of his Long Beach events. Dave's Goldmine training tomorrow at 8 p.m. We'll post it in the group. And you guys, let's go out and make this the best week ever. Thank you for joining us tonight. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you on the Hangouts this week. Good night, everybody.